Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. I'm Ajay, cybersecurity and network security trainer at Networkers. So in the last video, we have talked about how you can enable automatic updates in your firewall. Okay, so how you can update and why you should update your firewall regularly. Okay, so today we are going to talk about something that is equally important. Okay, and what is it? It's about monitoring your firewall logs as well as setting up alerts in your firewall. Okay, now you might say that why should we monitor the firewall logs? Okay, so we know that the firewalls are generating logs for almost every single event that is happening in your network. Okay, whether your firewall is allowing the traffic, denying the traffic, okay, any sort of event is happening in your firewall. So for that, an event is getting generated, a log message is getting generated. Okay, and it's very important to look into the logs. Why? If you will review the logs, if you will check the logs, then only you will come to know that okay, what is going on in your network. Okay, and you will also stay up to date with your network performance as well as your firewall performance, that okay, what kind of behavior your firewall is having towards different kinds of traffic, whether the rules and policies are applied properly or not. Okay, whether your firewall is properly filtering the traffic or not. So all these things you will come to know from the logs itself. Now what you could be looking for in the logs, so when it comes to firewall logs, you can be looking for some unwanted events. Okay, now what kind of unwanted events you can talk about? So let's say for example some policy violations are there. Okay, so you might be looking for policy violations in case of your firewall logs. So you will look for specific logs that are violating the policy. So it could be, maybe there is a website that you are not supposed to visit, or that people are not supposed to visit from your organization. But what is happening that to that website or to that IP address, there is multiple attempts being made to connect to that website. So that is a policy violation. That means somebody from your organization is trying to access something that is restricted. Okay, that they are not supposed to access. Another thing you can look for in the firewall logs is that you can be looking for attempts from a particular IP address being made repetitively. Okay, that means maybe your firewall is good at blocking the traffic from a certain IP addresses, but if you see that okay, multiple connections are being made from that IP address to your network, okay, trying to connect to your network, and your firewall is blocking it multiple times, so that could basically indicate a brute force attack or a kind of DOS attack also. Okay, then you can look for some unusual traffic patterns. Okay, now what do you mean by unusual traffic patterns? So we can go and look for some traffic spikes. That means at certain point of time, if the traffic is spiking, now that could also lead to a DOS attack. Okay, that could also indicate a DOS attack, because you will compare those spikes with your normal behavior or normal traffic behavior, that okay, how much traffic is usually there in your network, and suddenly if there is a spike, okay, so that could indicate a possible DOS attack as well. Now these are few things you can check in the logs. Okay, there is lot more information, whether your firewall rules are properly matching or not, what kind of traffic your firewall is allowing, what kind of traffic your firewall is not allowing. So there is a huge amount of information that can be captured in the logs. Okay, so it's very important. Other than that, another thing that is important is what? That setting up alerts. Okay, now this can be hectic, that you go every day to the office and you monitor the logs every single day. This can be boring as well as hectic also. And if your firewall is if a huge amount of traffic is passing through your firewall, so this can be really complicated as well. Okay, you can really feel exhausted, and you have to break your head into understanding the patterns and understanding the different kinds of traffic. So this can be really hectic. So what you can do, that you can simply set up alerts in your firewall. Okay, nowadays firewalls are coming up built in with the alerting features, and you can set up alerts for some important events, and you can set different priorities on your traffic or events, that okay, if a particular log message is coming with the severity level of this, let's say 0 or 1 or 2, so what you can do is you can assign different priorities. Okay, So once you assign the priorities, now what will happen if any sort of that event is happening in your firewall will send you an alert. Okay, and like I said, your firewalls are coming up with built-in alerting mechanisms. They can alert you through SMS, they can alert you through emails. Okay, and also if you have a network management station in your networks or network monitoring tools, so there also they can send the alerts. Okay, then other than this, the alerts are also useful in giving you immediate notification. Okay, they will immediately give you a notification that something is going on in your network, and you can pay immediate attention to it based on the priority and severity of the notification or the alert. Now here one thing also you should take care, what is it that, let's say for example you are getting multiple alerts, you are managing a large network, a number of devices. So if there are malicious attempts being made, so there will be multiple alerts. Okay, and you might really feel irritated with all these notifications. Okay, but it's very important to check every single alert based on its priority. Why? Because you might get irritated, but if you do not pay attention to the alerts, if you do not take an action against the alerts, then what will happen, there is a good chance that your network will become insecure, as it will be compromised. Okay, so it's very important to monitor all the logs as well as the alerts and pay attention, and actually a very good attention to all these things. Other than that, if you're managing a large network, so the amount of logs will be very used, and it's not possible for a person to manually go and look for every single log message. Okay, so what you can do again, in such scenarios you can use a SIEM solution, which is security information and event management solutions. So you can go for Splunk is there, then we have Alien Vault is there. So you can go for different SIEM solutions. For Fortinet we have FortiSIEM. So what these SIEM solutions will do, they will collect all the logs from all the different devices in your network, and then they will correlate the events, and then they are going to give you information about or alerts about again some special events that are happening in your network. So it's really very important to have a SIEM solution if your network is really large and the amount of logs getting generated are also heavy. Okay, so this way you can secure your network, because see, firewall updates, you automate the updates, that is important. You create the advanced rules, that is also important. But if you want to have a visibility into your network, and if you want to know what is going on in your network, and if you want to secure your network, okay, and if you want to immediately apply patches and fixes for the newer issues in your network, so you should definitely go with the logs and alerts. Okay, now vendor to vendor, how you set up the alerts and how you check the logs, where you check the logs will be different, but you can employ SIEM kind of solutions, which will really give you a good start. Okay, so that was it for this video. If you find this information helpful, do like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.